Hi there, we're on the road again. We are just leaving Ensenada. We are headed towards Guerrero Negro. And that's where we're going to spend a couple of days. Guerrero Negro, if you look on the map there, is south of Ensenada. And it's kind of hugging the coast there. There's a little cove you'll see there. And it looks like a good place to spend a couple of days before we head on from there to Loreto. Spend a couple of days there. And we check in 2 days later in La Paz. No pause for La Paz. And we're going to spend a month there in La Paz. Jenny, she's in the back there and she's already whining. She's had her happy pill, but she's not happy yet. She doesn't like riding like some dogs do. But anyway, it's the life. All right, let's see what we have to see today. Still in Ensenada. We've got about 66 kilometers before something happens. I think the road turns a little bit to the left, but we'll see what we see. And you will too. Not all of it, but you'll see some of it. This is the same direction that we went when we were going to La Bufadora. If you've not seen that video yet, you'll want to. That was pretty cool. That was awesome. On the road towards La Bufadora, headed to Guerrero Negro. In traffic, construction traffic going on here, and bumps. So hopefully it won't take too long. You know, one thing, wherever we stay, we're dog people, and you know, we make friends. We certainly made some friends there in Ensenada. Some wonderful people, good people there. But the next door neighbor dogs, they were our buddies. We got some treats for them. And for a whole, 2 months? Were we there? Yeah, for 2 months, they got a treat every single day from us. Sasha and Luna. Turns out there's a third dog. He was inside the house, and he started coming out and getting treats the last couple of days. But we left some treats with the owners and said you give one to them the next day so that they will recognize that you are their treat masters, not us. But Sasha and Luna, you've seen those in the videos that we've done. Luna being the dark, hairy dog, Australian Shepherd, I believe. And Luna, I don't know what Sasha is. Sweet dog, brown dog. Sasha, you could give her a treat and she'd take it nice and easy. And then she'd want you to rub her chin, rub her head, scratch her ears. Just a good dog. Luna, on the other hand, she wanted the treat. She'd take your finger. Aggressively. She'd take anything you had to offer her. You didn't pet her head. She was a little on the aggressive side, but still, I mean, hey, a good alarm system. Hey, you notice the mountains in the background? The other day when we came going to La Bufadora, it was cloud cover over the tops of the mountains. Today it's a sunshiny, beautiful day. It's 56 degrees outside temperature, but it's supposed to be, I think, in the low 60s, low to mid 60s in Ensenada. It's supposed to be in the mid to upper 70s where we're headed. So, hello, sunshiny, warm weather. It's about an 8-hour drive from Ensenada down to Guerrero Negro. And so it's going to be a long day, longer than most of the days when we drive, because usually we try to do 4 to 5 hours a day. That's comfortable for us. Those 8-hour days, they suck, man. Now, hopefully I didn't offend any long-distance truck drivers out there. I know that you guys drive long distances and do fine with it. And I did when I was younger, not the truck driving part, but driving long distance. I used to, when I was in college, I would drive from Virginia on the coast all the way to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it was about a 24-25 hour drive, and I did that several times in one long sweep. Doritos and Mountain Dew and no doses, and I could drive it in a 24-hour day, and it crashed when you get there, of course. But those things aren't healthy. I like seeing what there is to see and enjoying the ride and taking your time. And when you stop somewhere for 4 or 5, after about 4 or 5 hours, and you stop somewhere, you get to experience a new place and meet new people, and that's what traveling is all about. The area we're going through is called Rancho Canyon Buena Vista. So it's a good view canyon, I guess. And it seems to be a farming community. Seen plenty of alfalfa being raised back there and baled and sold. And also fruit stands and vegetables and so. Went through a military checkpoint, and it was 2 officers, and they were really just checking the vehicles that were headed north on Baja California. So we didn't get checked or anything. Hopefully we won't run into any further down. We'll find out, and I guess you will too. Definitely going through part of the Baja California wine country. Seeing a lot of vineyards both on the left and right side of the road going down, and some really big ones. Saw one that had a big house under construction there, and the beautiful stonework and arched windows. Huge house. Looked really pretty, or it's going to be very pretty when it's finished. Got a little bit of a shake going on there. My happy pill's not working. Okay, we are in Punta Colonet. You want to get out your maps. Nobody gets out their maps nowadays. You just look in your map app on your phone or on your iPad or on your computer, and you can look up Punta Colonet. Okay. I don't know if we're totally out of the wine country or not, but this is the black soil back to the sandy dirt on here. And I think you're going to see a lot of sandy dirt further south. On Baja California. Headed towards the desert. urban area of San Quintin, not to be confused with where Renee's mom spent 6 years of her life. But or was it Leavenworth? I don't know. Anyway, we're in San Quintin. Gas prices here, looks like all around on Baja, I'm seeing about the same thing. 22.99 pesos per liter. And I'll put it on the side what that translates to in the US dollar per gallon. But hey, do me a favor, just for giggles here. Drop down in the comments and tell me what you're buying gasoline for where you live. And I guess the name of the city, state, or province, and what you're paying per liter or gallon. It'd be interesting to know. Renee made a good point a little bit ago. She said maybe, we see a lot of people wearing their mask, and she said maybe they're wearing their mask just to filter out the dust. And that could be true. Santa Maria, which is 396 kilometers away from Guerrero Negro. 396 kilometers is about 246 miles. I had a dirt bike when I was a kid, Honda XL70. Man, I think it'd be a little bit too small for me now, but about a Honda 125 would be alright. Off on the side on these dirt roads, that would be a lot of fun. You see some water? You see the water there to the right? We'll get you a little closer in a minute. For sure, I would not want to break down out here. Our Subaru only has like 23 or 24,000 miles on it, and it's a fairly new model, 2020 model, 2021 model, and I would not be driving something out here unless you're a mechanic and have your tools with you. But I am not a mechanic, nor do I have any tools with me that would fix anything. Got a screwdriver, Phillip head, a regular little air compressor thing for leaky tire, and a tape measure. That's all I've got, so I don't think I could help the car any. So it would be something else to break down out here. All right, we have a military checkpoint inspection station in a quarter of a mile. We'll see what's going on here. Welcome to Baja California. For your safety, this is a routine military checkpoint. And it could be that they're doing what they did back further towards Ensenada, where they're inspecting coming out of Baja California sewer to make sure you're not bringing anything that you shouldn't be bringing up into Baja California. Mexico. And one thing, no matter where you go, you're going to find beauty. Whether it's the Pacific Northwest of the United States or up in Canada, the Canadian Rockies, going off to Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, gorgeous area that we went to up there, and you can check it out in our videos, or coming down in Mexico. And I've traveled in a lot of places, and Renee has too, around the world, and there's beauty anywhere you look for it. If you look, you'll find it, and you find kind people anywhere you go. And yeah, there are a few bad apples, but you're going to find a few bad apples everywhere. And the thing is, you can't let that ruin you from traveling and seeing the world and experiencing life and trusting people and getting along. That's one thing that we need to do better at, is get along with other people and care about people, and look at everybody as a distant cousin, because they kind of are. And we're humans, and so we're all related in some way or another, no matter the color of our skin or what ethnicity we are or where we're from. It doesn't matter. We need to get along and love one another, trust one another, and be kind to one another. The world could do with a lot more kindness. Grocery, Mercado Impulsora Comercial. At some point in time, there are flash floods or something, and this is a low area, and it must flood. Something that we noticed that's kind of interesting is there are areas that will have a guardrail that if you went over, now that's not one of them, that if you went over it, you would survive fine. You just have to coast down a ways. But there are other areas, like where we're at, you can't see it, but to our left here, where there is no guardrail, and if you went over, it's a sheer drop where your car would flip about 150 times before it hit the bottom. I don't know. I've seen that up in the mountains in Virginia, so I don't understand who comes up with the idea of where to put a guardrail and who not. back here and walk out in the road. Really good gas mileage with our Subaru Forester, but if you are an RV that's getting like 6 miles to the gallon, my friend, you better fill up when you get to a gas station, and then if there's another gas station 10 miles down the road, you better pop her off, because yeah, drag a gas tank along behind your RV, because gas stations are few and far between. And you might find one, but a lot of them are not open. And it'll say like a little Mercado, a little market or something, 25 kilometers, and you go by it and it's dried up and dead. It's not even functioning anymore. On there. Now that was strange. We just stopped at a P-Mex to get some gas because parked out at the street is a pickup truck with a sign on the back of it that says Gasolina. So we pull into the P-Mex, and there's some cars around there, and there's some folks around there, and I guess they have like a little store inside. But unless they're selling it in 5-gallon cans inside, there are no gas tanks anywhere around the store. Now, no pumps. That's strange and weird too. But we've still got half a tank of gas, and we don't have but 129 kilometers to go, so we're okay on that. But that's kind of strange. Notice when you see the electrical poles with the eagle's nest on it, that the state has come along and built a taller pole right beside it. So I guess they're trying to get the birds to relocate or build their nest on these taller poles to keep them off of the electrical lines. Makes sense. All right, looking up ahead, you'll see an eagle's nest on down the road. You'll see it in a few minutes. See it right there? Now, they've not built a taller pole beside it yet on that one. But they have put something up there. What is that? I see a bird in it though. Interesting. And it looks like we have another military checkpoint up ahead. Hey, there's a nest right there. There's one and two of these poles. And that one had a bird up in it. El Tomatal will be there this works. It looks like in this case we will have to deal with them. Alright, what I was doing was getting out a couple of Coca-Cola bottles. We've seen someone post on Facebook on one of the expat groups, one of the travel groups, is when you see soldiers like that, you figure that they're hot and they're tired, and it's not a bribe. It's simply a just being nice and giving them a bottle of Coca-Cola. And we've kept them in one of those cold storage things, that aluminum wrap things, to kind of keep them cooler. So we're hoping that they're still nice. Yeah, they are. They're still nice and cool. We picked those up a little bit out of Ensenada, where we stopped at a little mini mart. Hello. Okay, we stopped at the military checkpoint for them to look the car over, and they did. And yeah, I guess they're just checking, make sure you're not bringing something into Baja California or to this area that you should not be bringing. Two guys, very friendly, very nice, and they asked about Jenny, and we communicated the best we could. They communicated the best that they could. And they told us that we could go ahead and go on, and then we offered them the Coca-Cola. So it was not a bribe, it was a gift after the fact. But nice guys, and hey, keep up the good work, guys. Appreciate you keeping us safe. This road feels very narrow. Even though we're a small car, when you got a big truck like that coming, I'm glad we're not a big RV. Wouldn't that be something, to be an RV in the right lane and meeting those big trucks in the left lane? Ay, ay, ay. Look at the big eagle's nest up there, folks. That is like taking over that light bulb, electric bulb. Wow. Yeah, I guess we are entering Baja California Sur now. I was wrong. I thought the Baja California Sur was down further, but this is where evidently the state line is. So we were in Baja California. Kind of like North Carolina and South Carolina. North Dakota, South Dakota. You got Baja California Sur, or South. Hola. Headed for Guerrero Negro for 2 nights, and then Laredo for 2 nights, and then La Paz.
Guerrero, Loreto, La Paz.
I see, Loreto.
Okay, it's 20 pesos for spray the car for pesco.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah.
I
don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a mist coming up from the asphalt, and we're going to drive over it slowly. And for 20 pesos, it's spraying some bug spray underneath the car, making sure we're not bringing bugs in from Baja California into Baja California Sur, because everyone knows that those bugs, if the bugs come into this state, obviously they're going to come on the road and go over top of that spraying area. They're not going to go around it. They're not going to fly in. They're going over the spray area so it kills them.
The car behind us didn't pay.
The car behind us did not pay.
But they have Baja plates.
Oh, okay. So, and we're out of staters.
Out of country.
Out of countryers. 20 pesos, that's like $1.10, something like that. So if that made that man feel good to spray some water underneath of the car and clean it off, that's okay by me. If those guys on those bicycles are planning on being in Ensenada by tonight, I have a rude awakening for them. They will never make it. All right, we're coming into Guerrero Negro. We're about 1.3 kilometers to town. And so we're kind of on the outskirts of it now. We're going to be spending a couple of days here, well, a couple of nights, tonight and tomorrow night. So really one day tomorrow. Our main objective right now, because we still have a good quarter of a tank of gas, so we're okay there. Our main objective is to get food because it is 7 o'clock or 6:55 p.m., 7 o'clock, and Uncle Jenny said that her stomach thinks that her throat's been cut because she's about to starve to death. She usually eats dinner about 4:30, and this is way past her dinner time.